Catalhoyuk is going to be one of these early settlements, not quite as early as Jericho, but we are seeing a pretty common settlement for the area, which is really in modern day Turkey. And it would have been stacked into a hillside, sometimes 12 building levels showing successive settlements. So again, that idea of building on the same site over and over again. In terms of architecture, interestingly, they access these homes through the roof. Why not doors? Because doors are going to be a weak point. These are mud brick structures, and any kind of door window or opening requires some kind of reinforcement. So avoiding that would be beneficial. It also means that there's a defensive advantage, because if someone has to come through your roof to enter your home, then you have the ability to sit there with a sword or club or anything else and hit them while they can't possibly do anything to you. So there is some advantage. Now, this is made of mud brick construction. Mud bricks are basically mud and straw that are typically sun-baked. In drier areas, such as Turkey or the Middle East, this works very well. It will last some time. And typically they would replaster it every year. So they would add more mud every year. And you would get a look that would be similar to the adobo houses that you see, for example, in the American Southwest, because of that constant reworking, and the rain would knock off the edges and you get these sort of round forms. The interior had multiple rooms, typically one for storage, one area for cooking and sleep, maybe another section. A lot of cooking would have been done on the roof as well, just to keep heat out of the home. Oftentimes they would have slept on the roof, very similar to what we see in ancient Egypt. And there would have been some kind of cult shrine or domestic shrine inside the home. They also were generally painted and plastered, typically white, or we believe typically white, probably because it would open up the space. It would make it look larger and a little more inviting. And the white would be lime. I mean, this is fairly simple. You take a limestone, you put it into a fire, and it turns into a powder that can be mixed with water and create this lime wash, which would have been very easy to manufacture and easy to use. Plastering and painting would have also given a more finished look to the interior, and that's something that people would have wanted because it's more easily upkept. It's easy to work with. Now, they also had a great deal of respect for the dead, much like at Jericho. So we find burials in town underneath the homes, probably again a sense of ancestor worship, that these people are close to us and therefore they can help on that spiritual side. They also typically had some kind of shrine inside of them, some larger, some smaller. And these shrines would have been dedicated to their various gods, probably primarily domestic gods of some form. But we see a lot of bull imagery coming out of here, which we will come across again when we get to the Minoans, the Mycenaeans, the ancient Greeks. We will see some of that amongst the Egyptians as well. Hunting did remain fairly significant at Catalhoyuk. So they are going out and hunting. They're not just farming the land. And that would have been beneficial because it's bonus protein, basically. It's protein that I don't have to raise, I don't have to worry about.